one of those situations where we can't start out fast, man. I just want to start out fast. I don't want to come into the opening drive and go 3 and out again. I'm just so tired of seeing that. And I need to see more consistency out of this offense. I believe that Dak Prescott will pull his head out of his ass this week. And I believe that he'll pick up right where he left off last week. He's, you know, we're in that part of the season where it's like, man, it's time to start getting into the groove.
I don't have a good feeling about this game,
take
man.
your ass back to sleep and wake up again.
No, hey, we could be rah-rah so many weeks, big fella. Like, we could be rah-rah so many weeks. But ultimately,
this is one of those games that kind of has you guys. This is one of those games that has you kind of looking at it like, it's Buffalo, it's Josh Allen. You know, we get it, but you know,
maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I want to be the smart one and say the Cowboys lost, and then I called it. You know,
you gotta leave that to me, being the smart one. Okay, I just need you to be an analyst like you're supposed to be for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm analyzing this, and they are a desperate team, and Josh Allen running the ball really, you know, got my nerve.
Cowboy Nation was kind of iffy about, you know, but I like it not only for the nostalgia, not only because I kept my jersey. I knew, you know, and I don't throw my jersey away. You know, whether he was with the team or not, his jersey was still in my closet, right? So, but you know, it's a good pickup. You know, that running back room. It doesn't, you know, Zeke is that big name that sticks out, but we also have, you know, Dowdle out there. You know, so you know to me that's gonna be my RB1 right there. That's gonna be my RB1. You know, and you know, we built up this O-line, so maybe Zeke, we can like the
these guys. There are some folks that will ambush these guys at like airports or coming out of the locker room. They'll have like 5 pictures of the same picture.
Right.
They'll want them to sign all 5, and like they'll come at them with like 10 mini helmets talking about I got nieces and nephews, and sure enough, you see that shit on eBay the next day. Like
this is some bullshit.
You know what's a bullshit? You've been having some guests that I've been like licking my chops to get at, and I'm looking at them like, you got that. Oh, the other one, you know, Tony Romo GOAT. Talking about the face of the franchise is Micah Parsons. Like, shut up. How are you gonna have your defensive player as your face of your franchise? Your name is Tony Romo GOAT. You already got an axe to grind, and it's America's team, not Cowboy Nation.
Just want you to just keep this in your mind. keep it in your mind, okay? Keep these winged helmets in your mind. And I want to just let it marinate in your spirit. So next Thursday and next Friday, just keep this image in your head. Okay? Keep it in your head. And the big fella needs to be happy this offseason some kind of way, because the Cowboys have made me very, very unpleasant to be around.
Hey, so shout out to the big fella, man. Big fella, he said, you know, that's a great philosopher. Baby once said, put some respect on my name.
Respect.
Right?
I came over here to tell y'all, put some respect on my name. Oh my God. Please do not.
No. Hey, Mikey, you know, this is our show. This ain't somebody else shit. This is our show. So you can say what the hell you want to here. You know what I mean? If people's feelings get hurt, their feelings get hurt. That, you know, they don't need to be on the show anyway. Okay? So when people pub barbershop talk and then they don't actually have it, hey man, you know, it is what it is. Because hey, we gonna say what we got to say, but it's all love and all respect.
Oh, it's mad love. It's mad love. I'm
Go Cowboys!
Introducing your lineup for the Cowboy Up podcast. From Stop 6, Texas, the big fella, Dallas, Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, Cholo Town, 21, can you do something for me? Armando, 21, Armando. And from the capital city, my man, allow me to butt in sports, hook 'em, Rue. And from the great state of Arizona. And he's mic'd up. He's Mikey. 520.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Producers today, boy.
What's
Producers.
up? What's up, Cowboy?
The Avengers have finally come back together.
Welcome to the Cowboy Up podcast, man. I slid that new opening on y'all. I was seeing if y'all like it, if y'all dug it or not.
I love it, big fella. I love it.
I like the people that caught strays on them. Very beautiful, very beautiful. This is barbershop talk. Unlike other shows, this is barbershop talk.
What's up, fellas? Man, how y'all doing on this lovely, lovely Tuesday afternoon, man? It's a little warm here in Denver, Colorado today, man. It reached 84 degrees.
Okay. I don't want to hear none of that shit, Chris. I don't want to hear none of that shit, Chris. It's 100 in the devil's ball sack over here. Oh my God. I died twice today.
Oh, it's hot today, bro.
It's hot.
Hey, man. Hey, you know I got to go through my normal introductions, even though y'all heard them. You know, my man from the west side of Texas, man, the 915 Cholo Town. That's my man, 21. Can you do something for me? What up, Armando?
It's hot as shit, man. 102 over here in the dry ass desert. Dry. Dirt dry.
Dirt dry. And my man from the south side of Texas, man, the hill country, the capital city. My man, Retro Sports. It's Hook'em. What's up, Rue?
Man, it was a hell of a day, but at least it rained. We got like down to 86 or some shit. At least there was that. It felt nice. But I can't even talk, man. These two on the west side, no. Arizona's hot as a witch's tit right now. That's ridiculous. 106 is insane. We ease into summer. We ease into summer. Y'all just jump right in that motherfucker. Y'all just like, nope. Welcome to the summer.
Arizona ain't got no preheat. It's just straight.
Dude, it's Gooch and it's bad. It gets Gucci around here very bad. But just the SPF 100 stay covered up, and at certain hours they ain't shit to do. It's actually a ghost town. All the snowbirds get the hell out of Arizona, but we don't even have the luxury of not having them on the streets because they can't drive for shit when they get here. But we're all inside, avoiding that damn sun.
Well, he jumped forward before I can physically introduce him, but I'm gonna try to do this shit again. Hey, man, from the west side, the great state of Arizona, man. There he is, Mikey, 520. What up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, mic'd up, man. He stay mic'd up.
Jumped outside. Just a little eager. It's been a minute. So
you know how you defensive linemen are, y'all never learn to snap count a day in your life.
Wow, we're not supposed to learn the snap count. We're supposed to look at the ball.
Well, you still don't do that. You know, where your glasses at, man? Come on, you know you're old now. Well, fellas, we are in that time of year where there's really not a damn thing going on. You know, after OTAs and everything like that, you know, it's that dead period, you know, where everybody's trying to get a little rest and get prepared mentally and physically for that season. Well, we got a few things we need to talk about because this is one thing I want to start. This is just a rumor. It's just a rumor. But this came out today. Okay. A possible reunion for Amari Cooper back to the Cowboys because Amari is not happy in the city of Cleveland. Now, first of all, I'm gonna go first on this one, Mikey. I hope you don't mind, but I'm like this. I'm gonna go first, Mikey. And let me tell you why I'm gonna go first because the Cowboys can't play with my emotions anymore. Y'all know when we were on the other show how pissed off I was at the Cowboys when they got rid of Amari Cooper for the 5th round pick. Y'all know how upset I was. It took me a whole damn season and a half to even get over it, right? It took me a while. So once it took me a while to get over it, I was like, all right, well, Amari's finally gone, everything like that, So sorry. Hey, Cowboy Corner is responsible for that background. We sure appreciate you, Corner, for that.
Talented man.
Thank you, brother. So I was upset about Amari getting traded, because Jerry Jones' feelings got in his feelings for the first time in a long time, and he got rid of Amari. And I was upset about it. So do y'all think this is a possibility, a reunion with the great Amari Cooper? And I'll start with you, Mikey, because I put you on pause first. I'm gonna start with you. What do you think, man, about this, man? Is it possible?
It's a possibility if they take him back for the bag of chips that we got him for. So, those Doritos, those Cool Ranch Doritos that I don't know who the hell eats. You know what I mean? We trade back with that. That's a possibility. It's something that I know a lot of Cowboy fans would love to see. I know the whole panel is pro Amari. My feelings about Amari. We've had the same record, the 2 seasons that we haven't had Amari. So it really is a big tell on where we were going, and we didn't miss a beat because the end result was the same end result. Are we more explosive? Are we more dynamic? Are we prettier? Fuck yes. We are. He is a true number 1 receiver. We have another one, and getting him may leverage with CD, but I just don't see it. What is his cap hit? Isn't he getting $22 million? Do we have those $22 million? Would the Cleveland Browns pay some of that $22 million? I don't think so, considering that they have a quarterback that's unproven with a fully guaranteed, ridiculous contract, massaging it out. And I wonder why he's disgruntled. You know what I mean? And why does he have to leave his circumstances the way that he leaves them? What's going on? Was he a Flacco guy? Does he not want to work with Deshaun Watson? Is that the thing? Of course, Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper could mend their fences and have the chemistry that they had, because Amari Cooper has a lot to do with Dak Prescott getting that first initial contract and making Dak Prescott a little better quarterback than he was. No, a lot better. Because we remember when we did that receiver by committee bullshit, and then once we got Amari, we hit the ground running, and then we went to Seattle, came through, and we won that one playoff game. But it's a possibility, as you say, a possible actuality. It's not as far-fetched as getting I'll say Justin Jefferson, but it's more to the realm of a possibility, and I would welcome it, opposed to what you guys would think. But there's got to be something there, and there's got to be something tricky, and I believe Cleveland would have to help us in that.
21. What you think about this, man?
I mean, obviously, we're all, like we said, we're all pro Amari. I would love it. That reunion would be great. Will it happen? I highly doubt it. I just think that Amari's in a contract situation where obviously he's looking at all these receivers get their bag right now, and I feel like he's like, hey, well, I'm one of the best in the game, and which we all know he is. I saw an interview earlier today. His quarterback, Deshaun Watson, pretty much said the same thing. We all say is that this man is one of the top receivers. So he wants his bag just like everybody else. He knows he's proven in this league. Obviously, I think that, with having Cooks and then right now with the CD situation, it would definitely be a benefit for Cowboys, especially, maybe some nostalgia too as well. We got Zeke. We now imagine to bring Amari back, but obviously this man is still an elite route runner. So I'm pro Amari. But being a Cowboys fan and seeing what we've gone through with these rumors, you know, I'm just not I'm not optimistic about it, but definitely would welcome it. Amari's he's one of those receivers still at the top of his game.
uh Retro Sports. I keep want to say allow me to butt in sports, but you change your name. So Retro Rue.
I'll explain it later.
That's Retro Rue.
Retro Rue. What do you think about the great Amari Cooper possibly reuniting with the Cowboys?
I really don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell he ends up on this roster. I really don't. Just because, number one, if you're gonna go out and get a receiver, if you're gonna go try to take one over, Brandon Ayuk is just sitting there. If you're gonna go get somebody, go get somebody. But I don't think they have the room. And the biggest thing is they haven't taken care of what they need to take care of in-house to take care of anything outside of the house. It doesn't make sense in any sense of the word for me to think that the Browns are just going to give him up for a 5th or a 6th round pick. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they know they could probably get, probably a 3rd or a 4th or something like that out of Amari Cooper, even in his state right now, just for the market on receivers in this league. So, and I don't think his contract hit would be tremendous. I don't think he's looking at top of the league money just because of his age, but I don't think it makes sense to bring him back to this team just because it doesn't make sense to go backwards at that position with the steps that CD's made and the fact that you're in a contract year with him and he's not even at camp. You're going to bring in the other guy that he played with before you sign him, knowing you probably got to do something with Amari Cooper too. I'll pass. I'll take care of the in-house first before I even think about doing something like that.
Wow. Rude just basically said, flush your toilet before you go clean your dog shit.
well, the only reason I would really consider this is because who is our number 2? Who is our number 2?
That'd be Jake Ferguson as far as receptions, but our true number 2.
We talking about somebody that can stretch the field and get open. I mean, okay. Now don't get me wrong. I'm in love with Jake Ferguson. I think he is the top 10 tight end in the league. I honestly do. But sometimes you got to get down the field, right? So wide receivers get more open than tight ends do any day. And with the great Armando already said about his route running, and y'all know it when he was here. When we needed it, who did Dak throw the ball to? Now, I don't think if Amari comes back, it's going to take away anything from CD. CD has proven that he is the number 1 receiver on this team. And when Amari left, Amari said on his podcast that he said CD is ready. He's ready to be a number 1. So if the guy has already said it, I think if he's just trying to get out of Cleveland, why not bring him back to Dallas? Then you got 2 bona fide receivers. Okay. I also understand what Cowboy Corner said, what Mike said. Okay, rather get a DT than a wide receiver. But if there's no DTs available, if there's nobody available, and we've already basically said that Dak is on that prove it thing again. I still don't understand that shit. But wouldn't this help Dak prove it if he has 2 elite receivers? Wouldn't it help him out?
But that's contradicting having Dak proving out. It contradicts Dak proving it because we're having Dak prove it with a limited amount of weapons because they didn't go all in. And as much as we're trying to forget about that and press forward, they're going all in on Dak and Dak being that plus multiplier with what they have. And then you're talking about going downfield. You know, there's rumors out of camp that they're gonna going downfield with Cavante. They're even doing it with the Pomeranian. But they did that all last camp too. They were 9 routing it all last camp, and then we didn't see it again.
Well, I was looking at this comment that Mike said that Dak needs to elevate. What more can Dak do? Honestly,
what more? But I get where Mike's what
Mike's didn't he do? From. I mean,
he is the plus multiplier
to me. Like Armando, I heard your ass too, Armando, talking about the Dakers coming out. Yeah, it's out. But my whole thing is, man, it's like this. I don't understand not helping your quarterback. And then you're like, he got to elevate. He got to elevate somebody. Okay, well, you finished second in the MVP. Didn't you elevate CD this year? Somebody had to throw the damn ball to CD, right? Did CD just throw it to himself and catch it? But, you know, he didn't elevate his receiver then when he threw it to CD? I don't understand the comment where that got to elevate receivers. Parker's got to catch the ball too. You know, people don't understand. Hey, did we say anything when CD dropped those 3 goddamn passes in the playoff games either? Was that Dak fault when they hit him right in the hands? Come on, man. Elevate. Fuck, they got to catch the ball.
You know what? Talking about elevate, I know there's rumors coming out of camp that this what is it? Jalen Brooks Moreno.
There you go.
There's rumors. You know, he's one of those receivers that, you know, Dak might be elevating this year. So, you know, hoping that pans out, and maybe we don't need to go out there and spend money on a receiver. Maybe we just have him in house.
I'm sorry to correct you, Mondo. You got 2 players stuck in one, because you got Moreno Cropper and Jalen Brooks is another guy. It's Jalen Brooks right? And Scott that are popping, but against Air 7-on-7, you know, everybody's gonna look good. Yeah. But I do trust in Dak and his second year in this offense, and to Mike McCarthy calling the offense. I do believe that they're going to have success. Is there going to be a drop off? Well, we're not exactly the same team, but we don't know what it is. But we know this: Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. Period. And he's gonna utilize his weapons. The biggest question mark, if anything, is our tackle position. We've never seen Dak Prescott. We've seen Dak Prescott play without Tyron Smith, but a whole season without Tyron Smith, that's the biggest question.
They you know, and if he gets sacked a lot this year, they're gonna blame him for holding the ball too long. It's gonna be his fault.
What you're hearing out of camp is, you know, they're trying to put the Pomeranian in one-on-one positions, and I love it. It's kind of what Scott Linehan used to do, and Tony Romo was a master at this, especially in that 2014 season where they would go downfield, and on third down, Lance Dunbar would be one-on-one with a weak side linebacker. He would catch him, and then Lance Dunbar would get these first downs. Boom. Just remember that Seattle game. He was just eating them alive, and we get the Pomeranian one-on-one with a linebacker. You know, we get first downs, and it's just very nuanced.
Mikey, if we have any new subscribers, listeners, please elaborate on the Pomeranian.
He gonna stop calling that man Pomeranian. That's the worst fucking nickname ever. He's talking about Deuce Vaughn, y'all. That's who.
Has a Pomeranian ever ran out of your front door, and have you ever tried to catch a little shit? Try it, have you?
That's a workout.
It's like Rocky trying to catch a chicken.
Oh hell!
Never. So the Pomeranian is Deuce Vaughn. You know what I mean? That's
terrible. That's terrible.
Hey, all right, Rue, help me. I'm gonna give you this scenario, please help me. Well, I need you to be the Dakers counselor. Okay. Tell me, Rue, why does the Dak haters don't want to give him any more assistance to help him win. I think it's foolish. I don't understand it. But, other folks who absolutely hate him, I mean, they can't stand him, but then they still cheer for the star. I don't understand how you going to just basically absolutely hate somebody, that finished second in his stats last year. Y'all hate him for one game, and it was not his fault. Just like Chris Sims said on his podcast, he said, Cowboys got a team full of stars, but ain't nobody blame nobody but Dak Prescott for that loss against Green Bay. They don't blame nobody. They don't blame Michael Parsons for disappearing the whole fucking game. You don't blame CD for dropping them 2 passes. Y'all don't blame none of them. You don't blame nobody else but Dak Prescott for losing that game. And all of a sudden, y'all hate Dak Prescott. And also another shout out to Jay Tuck. Jay Tuck said this. He said one person said they were done with Dak Prescott, and it's kind of like watching The Walking Dead. And when the damn the zombie bite another person, then you got another Dak hater. Then you bite the other one, then you got another Dak hater. It just spread like wildfire because one person said he wasn't good. Now everybody hates fucking Dak Prescott.
And y'all dancing like Thriller?
Yeah, y'all dancing like this shit. And hey, Jay Tuck said that. I didn't say that. Jay Tuck said it. So help me, Rue, as my counselor. Tell me why I should hate Dak Prescott because everybody else hate him. Why should I hate him?
It's not about hating him. And I think I understand what Corner's talking about. It's like at the end of the day, for what you're to be the top paid guy in the NFL, you got to work with what you have around you because this is what it is. And when it comes to Dak Prescott has done things that we it's funny. That video made me think about Tony Romo, and we forgive Tony Romo for all the 8-8 seasons. Tony Romo's this, Tony Romo's that. Nope. And I know that Tony Romo never had the defenses around him that he needed. I know that he didn't have the running game around him that he needed until it was too late. But with Dak, you have been getting more success and more opportunities. Now, when the opportunities came, we've made these arguments on his face too many times. I've said it myself. I can make the argument that in the playoffs, he's gotten worse as time has gone on. This is that year where it's like, hey man, you asked for Jalen Tolbert. We're in that spot where it's like, you got to show me what's up. There's guys on this roster that if you're going to be the top guy in the league, you're going to be the number one quarterback, number one player paid in this league. You're going to be the highest paid player. You got to work with what you got because this is all we can do right now. And the biggest thing for me with everything else that's going on, with all the other outside noise, we've been talking about putting people around Dak Prescott since before last year. We were happy about Brandon Cooks. We were hoping to get a little bit more out of Brandon Cooks, but we got what we got. At the end of the day, he does have to work with what's there. And it is a team thing because when we look at that playoff loss, yeah, blame goes on Dak Prescott because he's not guilt-free in that playoff run. But in that playoff run, it was a shamble on every phase of the football, from the defense to the offense to the coaching to the decision making. Everything that went on that day was the worst it could have possibly been on all fronts. So everybody takes the hit, but he's the face of the organization. So the blame falls on his head. You're the leader. You're the highest paid guy. You're this, you're that. That's what's wrong with that. You're not to mention you're under the biggest microscope in the entire NFL with the Dallas mother-loving Cowboys. It comes with the territory. That
heavy is the head that wears the crown.
100% heavy is the head that wears the crown. And when you're that guy, you gotta be able to do what needs to be done in those situations. Now, I've heard every phase of that argument. He could have done something on the offense, gave his defense a break. We've talked that thing to death, and I just want to leave it alone and forget about it. But when it comes to Dak, I'm not against him getting his money, but I just don't understand why every time we do this, we have to reset the market with him. Every time. Give me the space that I need to put some stuff around you, and let's see what they do with it. Because in the next 2 years, we have serious room in our cap. We're talking 60 million starting out, and that's before we get all the contracts figured out. And before the bump for next season for the media rights. They're going to have a ton of space next year. They're going to have a ton of space in the cap next year. It's not like it's going to be the last
D-Law,
2 years.
no Zach Martin. They're going to be off too.
You don't know what's going to happen with Zach. Zach might retire.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the depth we have at O-line, I am okay with it, right? Zach Martin is a huge loss no matter how many times you want to cut it. But with how we draft and how we put the pieces on the O-line, I feel good about their chances of at least shifting the power to the other side, if that makes sense. You know, you filler for a while, and then the power comes over here because we have the power on the left. Tyler Smith is a dog. We can't discount that. We have our future left guard for sure.
All right.
Well, I get off it now. Y'all know me. Armando already know. You know, one segment of the show is going to be a Dak conversation.
Yeah, 30 minutes of it. Matter of fact,
I can't have it, man. I can't have it. But hey, the Cowboys had a few players in. Was it today, Armando, or was it yesterday? I think it was.
I believe it was today. I believe it was today or this.
I think it was
today or yesterday. One of them.
Let me share this screen. Let's see. So they had now the Cowboys have been pretty good with the USFL guys coming in. Beautiful. So they had defensive players in today. So let me read this to you. It says the Dallas Cowboys held a workout session for 4 players from the United Football League on Tuesday. So that was today. As they look for depth health on the defensive side of the ball. In the spring league player pool that has been put us in the past with the additions such as Kevon Turpin in 2022 and Brandon Avery in 2023. On Tuesday, the Dallas Cowboys hosted the Michigan Panthers linebacker Noah Dawkins, St. Louis Battlehawks linebacker Willie Harvey Jr., DC Defenders cornerback Garyon Conley, and DC Defenders cornerback DeAndre Baker. Dawkins, who played 3 seasons with the Buccaneers Jets from 2019 to 21, tallied 38 tackles for the Panthers in 2023. The 6'1", 235-pound second-level defender played his college football at the Citadel, where he was a first-team All-Southern Conference honoree in 2018. Harvey Jr. was the UFL league leader in tackles, 78 in 2024, as well as a linebacker leader in tackles for loss for 9. He forced 2 fumbles. Originally a undrafted signee for the Browns in 2019, Harvey Jr. played 2 seasons in the seasons in Cleveland in 2019 through 2021 before he's been released. Conley is a former first-round pick from the Oakland Raiders. I did not know that boy was a first-round pick. Where he spent 2.5 seasons before he was traded to the Texans, where he finished the 2019 season. He would then spend his final year as a rookie contract on injured reserve before signing with the Defenders in 2023. He had 2 interceptions in 2024, where he tied for 5th in the UFL. All right, so the Cowboys. Oh, I actually had one more, but don't worry about it. I'm more excited about the linebackers coming in. 21, what you think about?
So this little four piece, out of all of them, I think Harvey Jr. is the one that I'm really looking at. We've had, I believe he was the top defender in the UFL. And usually when we like Brandon Aubrey, when we went and got him, he was like the number one kicker, or he was something in the UFL. Same thing for Cavante Turpin. He was the number one that year.
He was the MVP.
He was the MVP, right? I believe. So so we've had success there. Obviously, the same thing I would say. With Harvey is maybe you guys know our linebacker situation right now is short, and we got we got Overshawn coming off of that injury. So definitely that's one of the ones that I would kind of maybe want to see. Yeah, maybe want to see step into that linebacker role. Definitely.
Okay. Hey, Rue, which one of the four, man, are you interested in, man?
What's really funny about the other two is that they're both both of the corners were former first round picks, and that's wild. That both of these guys were former first round picks, and now they're coming back to us from the UFL. And what's even crazier is that they're on the same team in the UFL. They played together, and basically you brought the best backfield from the UFL to camp. The way they're bringing four, I'm assuming they're maybe planning on one linebacker, one corner, which I wouldn't mind depth at both positions. But if we're gonna go with anybody, it's definitely the guy who had 75 tackles last year, and Willie Harvey Jr. That's crazy, and he's got a wild story. Yes, his story is pretty incredible in terms of how he's gotten here. He's a journeyman in the NFL, and it's crazy for these guys to get a second chance through this league, to get another look. And the fact is he led the league. So tendency will tell you, just like Mondo said just a second ago, Aubrey number one, Cavante Turpin number one. If they're going to keep anybody, it's probably going to be the guy who finished number one. See what he does in this workout and against our offense.
Mikey, which one do you like, brother?
I'm with Rue. I'm with Rue with Harvey Jr. just because to make that tackle and to lead the league twice in a row in tackles, that's all effort. That's grinding. That's a mentality that we need in camp. I know you per Brian Broaddus on For the Love of the Star podcast, he was talking about Overshown coming back and looking bigger, looking agile, and looking good, which is great for us. And that Maris Luafau is hitting. And our linebacker room is taking a big turn, considering that we played last year with the safety as a linebacker. But depth and competition does not hurt, especially a guy that's pure effort in making tackles and being a monster, finding and reading and finding himself in the right space to make tackles. It is nothing but a plus and something that could rub off our young guys, and we could have somebody with experience in the locker room. So I like exactly where Rue's at. I'm with Rue. But if anybody I would want out of the UFL, that you know what I mean, like pipe dreaming, I know we're talking about the guys. We need still our running back position. Our running back room is still, not what we know. And our DT, there's a lot of bad things coming out about Mozzie that's real disheartening. And we still need that one technique. I know they don't fall out of the skies, and we're not going to find them at the UFL, but that was something I was pipe dreaming that needs to fall on our lap some way or somehow. I know they were talking about Lindell Joseph, but that's neither here nor there. I'm still with Rue and Harvey, and that would be great for our linebacker room.
Man, I'm glad what you said though, Mikey, about our linebacker room is actually getting better. Last year, it was probably the weakest point of our whole team was the linebacker.
Breaking news.
It's a joke. You don't see the second one.
Oh, he sucked me in, dude. That's the last time I'm taking him serious. I'm sorry for interrupting.
He got you. So
He straight up did too. He's like, breaking news.
What? As soon as I saw that, I hopped on. I was like, okay, what do I see?
That's why I didn't put it. That's why I didn't put it up yet. I was like, okay, he's coming back, and then Mondo put it up, and I was like, dude, it ain't what y'all think, and that fucking corner got y'all again. Anyway,
oh man,
talking about the linebacker room, sir. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Hey man, it's not a problem, Mikey. Hey man, but it's like you. I'm glad you brought up the linebacker room, man, because have y'all seen how vastly improved it's been? And then if you bring in Harvey, then you can rotate them and keep them healthy and fresh. Because apparently our one technique ain't doing shit. So we're gonna need our linebackers to make plays, right? So if we get another linebacker like Harvey that's a tackling machine. Okay, if Overshown, they said he came back bigger and stronger. I was like, oh,
that's what they're saying.
The kid's bigger and stronger. Okay, cool. I'm down with that. And then the kid from Notre Dame, please help me if y'all could pronounce his name.
Maris or Louis Fowl. And that kid is just a good kid, instincts, knows how to cover batting balls. They're saying that this kid was taking first team reps, and that's just. And then expect them to, and us, that gives me goosebumps, considering that we could have got the running back there, and a lot of us were, and for him to pay off and be a contributor on our team, that's just good. And again, with Harvey, he's serviceable in the 53-man roster, a guy that's pure effort. What do you think that does for our special teams? Right. Because we need those guys. We need those kind of guys on our team regardless.
And also what I like how real quick, Ru. Well, one thing that Ru said is he's a journeyman. So this is that those second chance guys, those are guys that are looking for that break, and these guys are gonna, they're gonna come in here and they got a point to prove. So definitely, that's key right there for sure.
Yeah, they play. I played that ball hawk sound. Hey, that's what he does, man. He go get the ball. Ru, you had something. Go ahead, Ru.
I did want to pose this question, and it's almost like Mondo kind of read my mind here a minute, because he is a journeyman, right? Mm-hmm. The difference between him and like Turpin and Aubrey was a soccer player whose girlfriend convinced him to go try out and play football, and here we are, right? Yes. Turpin never got an opportunity, too small. Right, relies too much on just not gonna make it. Right,
two-time Pro Bowler.
Now he's a Dallas Cowboy, 2-time Pro Bowler. Yeah. With Harvey, could it be that because he's had those years of NFL experience, that he's come in here and that's why 75 tackles? That's why led the league in tackles for loss. That's why I led the league in forced fumbles.
What are you saying? He's fool's gold? Am I reading you wrong?
I'm just asking. Do you see it as different? And is it more of a reason why you're seeing more of these guys showing up instead of just one or two like you've seen in years past? Does that kid Noah have a chance to overtake Harvey, right, in that spot? And not to mention, like you said, we've drafted some linebackers. We have some linebackers coming back that we've heard good things about. Is he going to find a spot coming back to the NFL? That I can't sit here and tell you I've watched every snap of his plays. I haven't.
No.
But I'm just posing the question because he has that experience. Does it make you curious? Does it make you wonder or caution maybe going forward with somebody like him just because of what he's got going in? And
just one advocate of those first round corners. Who knows? Like maybe they had some growing up to do. A lot of us, need to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? To get their shit together. And they were stars coming out thinking it was going to come easy, and they needed to hit rock bottom to come back up. And that's the beauty of this spring league. Like as much as we're talking about the Cowboys, that's the beauty of this spring league, and I hope the NFL gets ingrained in it and helps it grow for the sake of the sport of football and for rosters and guys making it on the team and stories like this, we've hit 2 times in a row. Like, we're banking on hitting on our draft. We're banking on hitting on we've been hitting on this stuff, and that's where the frustration comes from Dallas Cowboy fans these last couple of years. That all the way goes back to our first conversation.
Right. Well, shout out to Danny, man, this New York Giant fan that strode up in the house, man. You know, he slid through our back door. What up, man? Hey, good brother. What's up, Danny? Danny got to know. Let's see what he said. Are you guys worried that you guys will lose CD and Parsons because of Grandpa Jerry continuing to be a hard head? Well, Grandpa is a hard head. He uses the bathroom on himself a lot. But one thing he will do, he's gonna pay his stars. All this is gonna be last minute, like he always does. It just, being a Cowboy fan, we so used to it, you know, where every other organization will jump in ahead of this, you know, and cut this off before it gets too outrageous. Because if I was Jerry, I would have went with the CD first. Hey man, this is what we got. Here's the offer. We know it was going to be a lot of money. So, like I said, CD, all you had to do is make him the highest paid, and then you know the 2 players behind him was going to succeed him. But Jerry didn't do it. So we're going to sit, and CD going to wait probably till a day before training camp and he gets signed. Because I think if they don't sign him for training camp, it's going to be a problem then.
That's when he is going to get signed. This is when these things, the numbers there, I know you guys spoke about it last week, and this is when he does. He did Zach Martin the first time, did Zach Martin the second time. This is their MO. They're going to drag this out, and especially with CD. Now, not so much with Zach, with Dak, because there's different, you know, stipulations there that we could go all into and spend another 30 minutes on, but we're not. Especially with CD, it's a done deal. Like, we know he's going to be a Cowboy. He's going to get his money before training camp or going into training camp. CD Lamb is going to be there in Oxnard.
Hey, 21. I think Mikey trying to say something on the slide. Won't you just say it? Shit, this barbershop talk. You got something to say? Shit, say it.
Yeah, no, it's called nuance.
I drive you outside, big fella.
Hey, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Outside is too fucking hot outside.
Don't be scared, homie. If you got something to say it, homie.
I'm a Dak guy. I'm a Dak guy with the nasty taste in his mouth until we start playing football games and we go forward, and I believe in the man, and I don't believe in replacing him, and he's only gonna grow. But as far as is what we're talking about, again, we're gonna see a good team on the field. The things coming out of Campbell about our linebackers is one of those things that makes your heart like, but now we need to hear it about our running back. Do you think, guys, that our starting running back is on the roster?
Yes.
What do you think, Rue?
I almost said no, but yes. Look, y'all been calling for, while Rue thinking about it, y'all been calling for Rico Dowdle for the whole season.
Yeah,
time out. This is not the same as what it was with Tony. It's not the same. It's really not. I was riddled with injuries last year. We only got like tastes and spurts and like little moments with Rico Dowdle, but it really wasn't like the clamoring for Tony. People claim I was clamoring for Tony. I wanted Tony. And it just 1,000-yard whatever season, but the run game was just non-existent. It wasn't something that we could rely on, and it wasn't something that was genuinely used properly. You got guys like Tony Pollard running through the A gap, like it don't make sense. What are you doing? This is not how you use your Ferrari.
Hitting his head on the wall, hitting his head on the wall, hitting his head on the wall
consistently, and it was consistent damage to this man. So it didn't make sense, but McCarthy's not a running guy, man. So I can see this being committee. I can 100% seeing this being committee. but I don't see them going to get anybody. So yes, I would say our starting running back is on this roster because they're not going to pick anybody up. They're not going to go pay anybody. Whoever was available to go get in that kind of situation is already gone, baby. It's over. Say goodnight.
Right, next question.
That
day's
dead. Real quick, those glimpses that you did see from Dowdle, they were good glimpses, and they were glimpses where you're like, okay, if we can get more of this, because I remember games where I was like, man, I want to see more of Dowdle. Obviously those injuries caught up, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see Rico Dowdle as a RB1 and see what he can do with his young.
Did that travel better in the playoffs? Would Rico Dowdle and Zeke Elliott travel better than Rico Dowdle and Tony Pollard? Or no, if you want to say Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle because Tony was the starter. So do you think that would travel better? Would we have gone to Buffalo better if we had Zeke Elliott and Rico Dowdle? Like how we had in the pregame?
That is a good question. Are we better than we were last year at that spot? And it's like, man, I don't think so.
I think so.
Tony. So you take Dowdle over Tony right now.
I think I take Zeke over Tony.
Really?
Yes, just because Zeke was a plus multiplier that we need Dak as a plus multiplier, but not just on the field, but in the locker room. I think Zeke really factors into the whole the cancer that Micah Parsons is. Oh shit, I said it. But I'm serious. Like Zeke is that, and he knows the offense, and there is continuity there. So I those 12 touchdowns that we lost were needed, and you see some Zeke in with the Patriots, and he would be good complementary to what Rico Dowdle does. They would pound, and tenderize these motherfucking linebackers, and then it would pop somehow. And you make it pop with something, but Tony Pollard just looks soft to me. He's soft. Miami, Panthers, he just looks soft to me. And
Miami game,
the drop tackle really affected his last year. Maybe he's going to come a little tough because he would get tougher, but I think Zeke's ready to go.
Mondo say Miami. You ain't gonna forget that shit on the goal line. I know what you're talking about too. I know.
It's crazy. These past couple of seasons, we've had some of those games like Miami, the Jacksonville game that dropped. I was like, man, those games were shit.
Throwing this, dude, that's all good. And those are the picks. Dude, the biggest one to me is Arizona because we were there to witness it, man. And games like that changed our trajectory in us being at home and not being at home, or not being at home, having a bye or not, being the number one seed or not. Like it just. So, another question. Since we're making contact and we're trying, so going into camp, all right. Who is your player that you want to see succeed that nobody's talking about? Who is your guy? Go first, big fella.
You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Go first. And if you have to think, that means it's good. That means it's a good question. That's what we need. We need this content.
This shit is super simple. Hell, our number one pick last year. We want him to succeed so bad, bro. I mean, and then if you come back, our number 2 pick, a Schoonmaker. It just seemed like we felt like it was the grade from the rookies last year was incomplete because Mozzie played the fewest amount of snaps for a Cowboy rookie in over 20 years. That's bad.
That hurts. I didn't know that stat. I did not know that stat.
Yes. So, and we brought up the weight loss. Everybody brought up the weight loss, and I even told y'all when because I'm the Michigan guy. At Michigan, Mozzie was over 3. He was 320 easy, And when I met him that time, and I was like, damn, Mozzie's under 300 pounds. You can't be under 300 pounds as a one technique in the NFL. You can't. Now he got this phantom shoulder injury. And why they decided to address it in late in the offseason instead of immediately after the season, I will never know. But the one that I need, you talk about snaps. You know how they talking about Trey Lance need to get all these snaps. Mozzie Smith need to play every fucking down in the preseason. Every fucking down. I mean, because if you're our number 1 overall pick and you've played the least amount of snaps as a number 1 pick in the last 20 years for the Cowboys, that's a problem. Okay. And then Schoolmaker needs to do something because what's the kid name? He's our 4th tight end, but he got hurt last year. Rue, you remember his name?
It's with an H.
Hayden Hendershot.
Hendershot.
No, not Hendershot.
And then Stephen Jones too.
Sean McKeon.
No, Stephen Jones got hurt with Overshown game, and he's flashing in minicamp, but Hendershot is another one. Our tight end room is thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, our tight end room
No Diddy.
is thick. No Diddy. Exactly no Diddy. But
all in the videos dancing
and shit. Yeah. So for my I got 2. My Michigan boys. Mozzie Smith and Luke Schoonmaker. That's me.
And to add to you, well, I'm a big fella. Reports at a camp is they're both hurt. That Schoonmaker has that, and it's just bad. And is he gonna be a chronically hurt guy?
I hope not.
All right, Mondo, who do you?
For me, I'm gonna go the one guy everybody's kind of maybe not wanting to see, but it's got to be Trey Lance. I really want to see what he has to offer. I want to see what the hype is about. There's reports of him really putting in work. And I'm gonna go 1B. Micah, man. Micah, are you really gonna, put up this season? Or are you gonna, what are you gonna do? You've talked the talk. We've seen it last year, the talk, and there was no, there was no walking. So, but that definitely that 1A is Trey Lance. I'm excited to see him. I want to see what that work is really about. So, Trey Lance going into this training camp. I want to see what it's about.
Well, reports out of camp come with Trey Lance. Trey Lance can't make certain throws. That there's not a zip in the ball coming out of his hand, and he hasn't made all the throws.
Hold on. Breaking news, Mike. Breaking news, Cowboy Corner. Trey Lance can't fucking throw.
He can't throw that corner route.
I heard that too. Brian Broadus was talking about that.
That's my dog.
About Trey Lance in the OTAs not making throws, not like the starting quarterback can or the second.
His
string
footwork is better. Like the starting quarterback.
He's athletic. Anyway, we ain't going back on quarterback. Rue, you had the question.
So Rue, who is your the standout nobody's talking about, that one prediction where you could tell us I told you so, and we can refer back to this.
And I told you so. I really don't have that's genuine of my own right now. The only one that I'm really rooting for above and beyond anything else, and if there is a I told you so there, it's because I knew he was going to be what I thought he was going to show us in preseason, but we were robbed of him from injury. So DeMarvion Overshown at 100%. I'm rooting for this man more than anybody else on this roster. I don't even care. I'm biased as shit. He was agent zero for me at the University of Texas, and I hope to God that he's really coming back bigger, stronger, faster off this ACL.
All
and
reports, bro.
Picks right up where he left off in the preseason. Because I'm telling you right now, you're lying to me if you're telling me you didn't see that man in those couple preseason games and you saw him and you got a little excited. You were like, "Oh shit,
we were.
got me a little linebacker, baby." And that's
for a second, I thought we was gonna throw Jalen Tolbert once again.
Hey, he made that catch in that Dolphins game.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Oh no! But that's my number one guy is DeMarvion Overshown, and I'm not done. When it comes to Jalen Tolbert, genuinely, I'm speaking to the entire wide receiver room because I don't really give a shit who it is, but we need a number two. We need a number two and a genuine number two.
He's in Cleveland.
Somebody needs it. Somebody needs to step up and get bumped to that 2 spot, become that other X receiver that we can use like a Michael Gallup, surpass Brandon Cooks in this lineup, who you should be able to do in this league if you're going to be a future receiver in this league. And we have a lot of receivers right now. If you just look at the depth chart, there's a ton of guys. I mean, Jalen Moreno-Cropper, Jalen Brooks, Jalen Tolbert, Kavonta Turpin, the Flournoy, what's his name? Ryan Flournoy, who we just drafted, who people are telling me is a steal in the 6th round. Steal, absolute steal. Might have a gem that you just don't even know. That would be a huge hit for us, and I would love to see it, but we need a number 2. I need a guy to pop this year. Because I know, you know who I know is going to pop this year? There's a few receivers that came out in this draft that I know for sure are going to pop. I know it. And one of them was Xavier Worthy's damn teammate. I can't wait to see it. I'm just saying.
Did she add an Mitchell?
Oh, you know it. All I'm saying is the door is literally flung wide open. It's off its hinges in this wide receiver room. It is so wide open for anybody to step in and take that spot. That's now or freaking never. Because things are going to be different in terms of what you're looking at next year, because a lot of these guys will be gone.
Yeah, like there's reports coming out that Scott,
all right,
we were big on Scott, him and Jalen Tolbert, and then Jalen Brooks, he just needed some meat on us. So let me tell you my guys, and I have a bold prediction with this one because I don't know, I just might as well. And this is a gut feeling. This is, with me and my gut feelings. Sam Williams is going to have a better pass rushing year than Micah Parsons.
Wow.
I like that.
Sam Williams is going to be something. Sam Williams, it's his time, and I believe Sam Williams is going to have a better year than Micah Parsons. And that's what we hope and we pray for, so we don't have to pay Micah as goddamn much. And the second kid is friend to the show. Hopefully we can get him on. I believe in Brock Hoffman. Brock Hoffman's is gonna show out and really put up a fight. There's a reason why they didn't get a center early on. And yes, we got Cooper Beebe, but Cooper Beebe's still at heart a center. Oh, not a center. A guard. So we all know in our old show there was a Mike Solari was a big name we talked about, but Mike Solari is a big fan of Brock Hoffman, and like we talked about Journeyman being hungry, on being 8th round pick or whatever. I like this kid, and as much as we've had Larry Allen's, rest in peace, and we had Steph Noskis, we had Derek Kennard's, guys that weren't exactly first round picks. Mark Tuinei was a defensive tackle, and then they moved him to tackle. So not all guys are going to be first round picks and obvious guys. And if they got this guy and he's a gem and he's a steal, I'm a Brock Hoffman guy. So yeah.
Well, okay, we got a few more subjects real quick. We'll do this one. Micah and Zimmer. Micah and Zimmer. Mondo, you brought this subject up. What do you want to talk about with Micah and
So
Zimmer?
I know there was reports. Well, Micah came out and talked about how him and Zimmer really haven't had conversations. They're kind of it's just to me it feels like if you're that face of the defense and you really haven't talked to your defensive coordinator, we all know the relationship that Dan Quinn and Micah had. So do you guys think this is something where where Zim and Michael really haven't had conversations? I know we had that little thing where Michael didn't show up to the not what was it? It was voluntary.
It's voluntary.
So I just think that to me, this is kind of a little bit of something. You have your face of the defense, and your defensive coordinator, and you really haven't talked. You figured, you guys would be, more of a bond there. But I don't know, how do you guys feel about this? I don't know if you guys saw the Micah interview where he talked about it.
Well, I saw it. To me, at first it kind of ticked me off, but then I told myself, I wasn't going to continue to dog out Micah this all season. I've been on that trade Micah kick. I've been on a lot of things with Micah. And I just want to do this. I just want to be patient with him, because we got to remember these are different kind of athletes. They do things differently in their off season, because we think about one thing, man. You get in your playbook, you get in the gym, and you get bigger, you get stronger, and you be the best citizen you can. But nowadays, of course, they got platforms like we do. We get on here and we talk. Micah's been on podcasts left and right. He's been traveling the world. He's been living his best life. But the problem is, when you're a member of the Dallas Cowboys, of course, everything you do is magnetized 10,000%. And when I heard that him and Zimmer hadn't really talked, at first it bothered me. It bothered me tremendously, because I was like, man, the star of the defense ain't talked to the brand new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It didn't sit well with me. But then I said, we still got a mandatory OTAs and we still got training camp. So I'm gonna be patient with Micah. But like Mikey said earlier, Micah has to show a lot this season just because of the mouth on him. His mouth has got him in situations that his ass didn't get him out of. Okay? So to me, right now, I'm okay with it, but it did bother me initially. Rue, what you got on it?
I want to leave in terms of waiting for what we see out of minicamp and what we see out of Oxnard, and just what we see out of them when they when they're in the pads and they're hitting each other and they're making they're getting ready for the season. I want to see it then, but I really hate this. And if he's just gonna stand on everything in terms of trying to be difficult with Zimmer coming in replace of Dan Quinn, it really just shows his character, and it makes you really just lean more in on that trade that you're talking about. Like, if you can't adjust and reimagine your game with a new coach, then you don't belong in this league, because people come and go in this league all day, every day, twice on Tuesday. You're blessed to have the same coach for your first few years in the league. But guess what? You're going to see different faces all the time. They're going to do things differently. They're going to change things up. You might not see the same guy from this year to next year, which I don't believe that's going to be the case. I really think that with what Zimmer brings, if he can make everyone around him better consistently, then he should be able to do it for you too, Micah. So it's just another brilliant mind in the NFL to listen to learn from, and to adapt, and to make yourself better in this league. And if he can't get on board with that, well, then he doesn't need to be the type of player that gets paid higher than anybody else in this league either.
Well, I was on
Go ahead,
board
Mike.
with Chris. You know, I've been shitting on Michael even in the show. I've been taking my shots at him, and it gets kind of old. It's just I just wanted to shut the fuck up. But as far as when I heard about this, it did bother me, considering how much exposure and how much extra time he has for everything. This is a new defense. It's just this narrative about this guy that he's not putting in the work as far as his full potential. There was times where we had the linebacker, and I keep saying this, we had the linebacker that we picked on the field, and he needed to deviate and be the linebacker, but he didn't put in the work, and we left the safety out there. We don't know how Zim is going to use him. I heard that Greg Ellis was working with him a lot, and that's a good thing when he needed to be there. But he was there after, you know what I mean. He wasn't in the building the whole time, but he was there. It's just it's not a shut up and dribble situation. I just need less of Micah on the mic and just Micah on the field, and we know we're gonna get him. I have a Micah jersey. I'll wear it. I'll be rooting my ass off for him. It's just this is the new athlete I need to get used to. This is the new athlete. This is what it is.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna be an old man on his I'll be Stanley. Get the hell off my grass. But I gotta fucking relax and understand this is what it is. And like Chris said, his mouth has wrote some checks, and dude, he need to cash them.
And that's what it is. I think that we all got that old school mentality, because just these little things that the whole I would rather play for Mike Tomlin. It's like those things are kind of like, come on, you're saying these things, and you got a new defensive coordinator, and to me it's like you play for this team right now, and there's no hypothetical.
Wait, did he say that?
He did. Yeah, I don't.
He said that, dude. I didn't know that shit. Like, and then the way you went was perfect. Like, I'm on.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, he talked about if it was any other hypothetical team he would play for, and it was pretty much the Steelers, right? So Mike Tomlin. So
that's funny.
Like,
that's funny.
So you're like you got a new defensive coordinator. You say things like this, and it's like.
But you get it. He is a Harrisburg guy.
Yeah, he's a Pittsburgh guy. So.
Pittsburgh, like, don't totally kill him, but he's just sometimes.
But it's like telling. No. Aside, you know what? We can hide behind the fact that it's Pittsburgh and it's Pennsylvania and this, that, and the third. But he was probably a damn Cowboys fan growing up, if we're being honest with ourselves. And not only that. Think about what their team is built on and who they've got. What does he want more than anything? He wants sacks. And what do they have on their team that gets more sacks than anybody else in this league? TJ Watt.
TJ Watt.
You mean Taco Charlton? I mean TJ Watt.
It might be nothing. It might be absolutely nothing. But it's just another thing that's just a little telling. You want Mike Tomlin to be your coach. Mike Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game since 2014.
And he just got extended.
3 years. 3 years. Speaking about what's going around the league, Chris?
Shit, football. Now I know we had this last subject. Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey. Goddamn, I'm tired of today. Christian McCaffrey is going to be on the Madden 2024 or sometime for damn. So is this a curse? I really hope so because 25. Okay. So is it a curse? I mean, because normally when you're on that cover, you don't do good that season, or you get hurt. Now, bleak God forbid. Hey, I am not cheering for this man to be hurt. That's not me. I'm not that guy. Okay, but Do y'all think it's a curse for CMC to be on the Madden cover?
You know, there's a lot of teams that, well, a lot of fans. I want to say fans that they hope that their player is not on that cover because of past situations. I know I had asked Rue if he knew, like, off the top of his head who these players are. I kind of don't remember any of the players.
Vick, the first
Michael
one.
Vick, yeah, Michael Vick was one of the first ones. Shout out to CMC, man. You got that cover. I know it's a big thing around the Madden world. I'm not a Madden guy, right? I think when I was young, but it just got too complicated for me, and it's too many buttons and shit, right? But
I could get into it and beat my kids. I just need like a couple of games. It's football, baby. It's football.
I was Tecmo Bowl, so I just Bo Jackson run around and score a touchdown, baby. Right? But that curse, man. I I'm a little superstitious. Sometimes I wear the same jersey 2 times in a week if we won in that jersey. So
I've lost in every one of my jerseys, I swear. But the thing is, like, all right, I know we're talking about CMC ain't good for fucking him, and you know what? Curse the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, fuck him. Fuck them to hell. Fuck them in their ass. Anyway, and everybody looks like them, and everybody dresses like them. Fuck them. So, but think about Dallas Cowboys that could have made the covers that didn't. Like, CeeDee Lamb could have made this cover. Dak Prescott could have made this cover. The closest one probably was DeMarcus Ware. Even Micah Parsons could have made this cover. A Dallas Cowboy hasn't made this cover ever.
Ever?
Damn.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, I'm glad. I was thinking. So Zeke never made the cover.
No, sir. Zeke
No. Matter of fact, the last running back to even don the cover of Madden that was active in the NFL, Peyton Hillis was the last. Peyton Hillis was the last active. The last active one, like I think it was 14 or 15. Barry Sanders was on the cover, but
Marshall Falk was on with 2001.
Yeah, but that was I was early on. That was a minute ago.
Baby boy, I was playing Madden in '91, bro. I swear.
I had 98, I think is the 97 or 98 was the earliest season I ever played on, but
with your young ass.
Shit, man, I was on the Tecmo Bowl with Mondo, bro. I was with Bo Jackson.
I was a Blitz guy. I like Blitz. Blitz 97 was badass. You had Dion, you had Michael Irvin, you had Emmitt Smith. That shit was dope.
That game was nonsense though, because as soon as you I'm just taking out all your receivers. Like, you better pray to God you threw it to the one that I didn't hit, because they're all on the ground by the time the ball gets there. I guarantee it.
Man, hey, one thing that I forgot, because when Mikey said around the league, something Cowboy Lorian said, about the Brazil game, about them wearing green, in that stadium. And the reason why it's such a big deal is because the soccer team that plays in the stadium where the Packers and the Eagles are going to play, their arch rival were green.
Mm-hmm.
So green is banned in the stadium.
Wow.
But they got
and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Like they can't no green cleats, no green socks, no green shirt, nothing.
So they got 2 teams that is predominantly green.
Primary damn color is green.
A primary color playing in Brazil. And they say, no, it's not going to be that bad. No, I'll say, but you're in a foreign country. Okay.
Green Bay gonna have to bring out that Michigan blue and
blue and gold. Yeah, that old
Packer jerseys. Yeah.
And the Eagles, they can wear the booger green, they can wear the Kelly green, whatever fucking green. I hope they assassinate. I'm sorry,
I'm betting.
No.
Don't they have like an all black jersey?
They got all blood.
Somebody's gonna go all white. somebody's gonna go all white. I would think.
They
Like-
got to.
But there's hints of green, so you can't disrespect La Maraca. You can't. That stadium is legendary. You can't.
So hey man, I don't understand. I mean, but don't the NFL should do their research? Don't they supposed to vet things like this, especially when you're playing out the country? You know,
I think they're
supposed
just
to know about
flexing,
it.
bro. I think
They didn't know
Roger
until it was
Goodell's
too late.
flexing, bro.
dude.
They
I
don't
don't
know
understand.
it was
that.
too late.
But in all reality, if you're Brazil and you're looking at this, you got to do something, or you got to, because that's a lot of revenue that you're going to lose if NFL decides to say, you know what, you guys want to do this because I know there's talk about gangs involvement and all that stuff, but if it's something like revenue wise, that's good for the city or for the country, so you definitely got to look into that, if you're the NFL, also like Chris says, how do you not do your research, but
You ever seen The City of God? Have you ever watched that movie? Brazil is real.
I'm telling you right now, I'm glad it's not us going out there. I'm glad it's not us.
Hell no. They would lose a game.
I'm-
Losing revenue. That
glad
pisses
it's
me off
not
with send Cowboys to London and shit. Maybe
Well-
Mexico City. This is Mexico's team.
We're
Mexico City's one thing, but they got a lot of stuff going on in Brazil. I mean, y'all remember the Olympics? You remember what kind of chaos it was during the Olympics?
We got some
I mean, this
mosquitoes
thing-
with fungus and the new
this
staph
isn't-
infection,
this isn't-
ringworm in the booty.
This isn't the Olympics, but still, like the NFL travels, and you're going. I mean, I can't imagine why Brazil would have been the spot. I really don't even understand why they're in Brazil. I would have thought they would have expanded more in Europe than to go into South America and Brazil. It don't make sense to me, honestly.
It's Brazil. Dominic Toretto was there.
Rules in Brazil. I don't know, bro. If y'all know any Brazilians, they be like football, like not your football.
Hey,
Football.
but hey,
They just
we
beat
did
Mexico 3-2. I
did
don't want
get
to talk about it.
Brazilian in Arizona. Remember the guy from Switzerland? His wife was from Brazil.
Yep.
So yeah, she's a Cowboy fan. But anyway, corner. Look who and try to slide in here, man. Let's see what corner talking about. You know.
Came
What up?
in at the end.
Yeah, what up,
What's
corner?
happening?
How you doing, Michael?
Good, Mikey. You know what? When I was making that background edit and Big Fella sent me pictures of you, bro, I said, damn, Mikey got a big ass head. I'm supposed to edit this.
Well, it's my brain, bro. You know what I mean? My brain. Hey, you know what? I sent that particular picture to Chris as like a memory because I was looking through a bunch of stuff and I couldn't find anything. So when you did your magic, it looked good. And actually, this one's very symmetrical. And thank you very much for the poster.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Anything for you guys, man. You work hard for it. Got to look, the Cowboy Up podcast got to look official. It looked official before, but it has a little touch now.
Yeah, for sure.
The Cowboy Corner Studios. In collaboration with Cowboy Corner Art.
You done slid in here. Some must have lit your fire. So what didn't lit it? Come on, Mike.
Oh, not lit my fire, man. It was a great show. Had you in my pocket while I was throwing the football with my daughter and stuff. And it's so funny. The other day I threw the football and it went through her hands and it hit her in the shoulder. And she was like, "Call Chris. We need CPS here ASAP."
Whoa.
Yeah, because you're known to injure your daughter for some reason. I don't know why.
Are you tough enough? That's what we do here. Arturo Sanchez, you got to be tough.
You gotta be tough.
Hey, that poor baby has been going through it. I don't understand. Her dad is just abusive.
Ask him how old his daughter is. Like, why are you throwing it so hard to a 3-year-old, bro?
She's 10, bro. My kids are double digits, man. I'm only 34. I'm living life. I'm gonna be empty nested in my 40s, young 40s.
That's a deal.
I'm on the same boat, bro.
That's a deal.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
so Mike, you caught us at the end, man. So we're at our final thoughts. You got any thoughts on this week, man, and the Cowboys, or anything around the league?
Oh man, dude, it's a long 6 weeks up until training camp. And the guys I'm worried about the most is guys like Sam Williams. Need them to stay out of trouble.
Yes.
And do everything right. We need this guy at training camp. We need competition at a new level. I'm glad that Nealon got signed, so there's no distraction with that. Yeah, man, let's see what the Cowboys do. Usually they sign guys, before training camp. Will CeeDee Lamb get that contract 2 weeks before training camp like they usually do it? So we'll find out here in a month if Lamb is getting the bag.
Corner, real quick, any thoughts on these UFL players?
Oh, yeah, Cowboys hit on them. Turpin,
Brandon Aubrey.
Brandon Aubrey, Turpin. Hey, if the shoe fits, let's get him in here. And Will McClay, that's his expertise. Started off with the arena football, and he knows how to find the diamond in the rough. So, big shout out to Will McClay on that.
Going off. That messenger's going off.
All right. Well, Corner, once again, we appreciate you joining us, man. We're gonna let these panelists give their final thoughts, man. And once again, hey man, if y'all don't follow Cowboy Corner on Twitter, he's a great follow on Twitter. I told him he need to post more on TikTok though, but hey, his main page is Twitter, so you find him at Cowboy Corner on Twitter. All right, Mike, we appreciate you, fam. All right, let's go, man. Let's start with 21. 21, man. What's your final thoughts, man? These 5 weeks before training camp.
It's gonna be a long 5 weeks, but I'm excited for training camp. We'll see if we get any news within these 5 weeks coming up. But like Corner said, we want these guys healthy going into training camp. Stay out of trouble. I really want to see what these if we bring in any of these UFL players, see what they can do, especially these linebackers. But we got a lot of time, Cowboy fans. We got a lot of time these 5 weeks, but it will fly. And next thing you know, we'll be in training camp. So let's get excited, man.
All right, 21. Thank you, Mr. What's your new name? I keep forgetting.
Metro.
That's retro.
Metro Central. I mean, Rue.
It's already how to do it.
God damn.
Give me your final thought. Hey, love. It ain't nothing but love, fam.
Cold-blooded. Just gonna get me like that. Got me off guard and everything. Now I'm fumbling and shit.
Sorry, Rue.
Nah, either way. No, y'all are fine. It's not like I told anybody. That shit just kind of happened, didn't it? Anyway. Man,
well, what happened? Did Pardon in the Interruption tell you not to be using?
Yes, they sent me a cease and desist. And it was what it was, man. I don't want to deal with them. I already gave enough money to lawyers in my life for sure. So fuck all that. And anyway, for me, man, it's just like I just hope this version of Moneyball that the Cowboys are playing with the cap and with how they're finding these players and all this stuff pans out. Because the fact is, we've been saying this for weeks, and I really can't wait to get the pads on these guys and get it going and seeing like real, clips and little things that we can see, games that we can see for these guys here in the near future. Obviously, with mini camp, preseason, OTAs, everything's coming up, and it's just like it can't get here soon enough because there's so many question marks at so many different spots that we've been talking it to death, and it's just like. I just want to see it at this point. I just want to see it and find out if this little Moneyball routine actually worked or not, because it feels like that's what they do every single year. It's consistent Moneyball. Give me the value for different spots, and we're going to find them in different places. Now, it's hit, and sometimes it doesn't. But the fact is, this year it needs to hit in a lot of different places, where in years past it really hasn't. It's been nice, and it's been extra. But this year, it's like, we've got questions, and I'm hoping that everything pans out the way it should, because we are returning more All Pros than any other franchise that's out there in the NFL today.
Yeah.
So they should be able to do something with that. one way or another. Questions or no questions.
All right. Mikey.
He just compared Jerry Jones to Billy Bean.
Billy B put a
You
good
know,
squad
sports,
together.
that's a chuckle and a half because they're polar opposite, man. But anyway, I'm with Cowboy Corner. Like, don't light a firecracker and blow your freaking hand off. Don't get arrested wherever the hell you're at, Florida, across the seas, or do something illegal, get drug tested, and then you have to lose 4 games in the season. Like, don't do cowboy shit, especially on 4th of July weekend. Please don't do cowboy shit. Please,
You know him well, don't you? You know him well.
We, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, the Shannon Sharps of the world, will relish this bullshit. So please do not. And as far as the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a little bit of stuff, and we're going to be working hard on bringing content, little bit of games and stuff. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. The season is coming. The year is gone. Our lives are going and dwindling right in front of us. The sun, the sand and the hourglass goes. So I'm happy we're getting through it. Stay cool, hydrate. The football season's around the corner, and it's exciting. Just how much this is a part of our lives, and it's going to go and it's going to continue here on the Cowboy Up podcast. Remember, like, subscribe, and if anything, tell your friends about us.
All right. Well, let me tell you, the big fellow's final thought is this, man. I was kind of excited about the United Football League players coming in. I'm really excited about Harvey. Hopefully the Cowboys can seal a deal, because one thing the Cowboys they hit on offensive linemen, and they hit on United Football League players. So hopefully we could hit again. So, like Mikey said earlier in the show, man, it will that linebacker room that was the weakest part of our team now is getting pretty strong, and I hope we can make it even stronger. With Zimmer being the defensive coordinator, man, I think they will shine this year. And also, going back to the Micah situation, only thing Cowboy fans want from Micah Parsons is just maturity. That's all we want. We know it's a different era. It's a different type of player now, but just because it's different don't mean you can't mature. So we want you to mature, Micah Parsons. Other than that, as the number one Dacker in the world, hopefully the Cowboys will get him some help and succeed. Because I keep telling these Cowboy fans that hate him so much, you want other people in there, but are you prepared to go 5-12? So that's my final thoughts, man. Thanks everybody for joining the show today. We got Danny Cowboy Corner, Cowboy Lariat. We got who else was in here today? Ivan Sosa is always here. And John Center was here, man. Everybody. Danny Rivera, the Giants fan, was in. Thanks, Danny, for stopping by. Hey, man, look, if y'all hadn't subscribed yet, man, please share it, and we would greatly appreciate it. So, like we always say, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Puro pinche Cowboys. Tell your mama. We're talking about Eric Kendricks.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Fuck the Niners.